Hello everyone. This presentation is about ecosystem. So what is ecosystem? Here this presentation is made by Mr. Divyesh Kumar. So contents. In this presentation we will cover introduction, types of ecosystem and components of ecosystem. First one is introduction. As a group of living organisms living in a specific environment and interacting, an ecosystem can be defined as a community or a group of organisms. The tropical forest, for instance, is an ecosystem consisting of trees, plants, animals, insects, and microorganisms that are in constant contact with one another and that are affected by other physical and chemical components such as sunshine and temperature. Ecology is the study of nature from the perspective of an ecosystem. An ecosystem is defined here as a defined physical environment consisting of two inseparable components. So types of ecosystem. An ecosystem can be as small as an oasis in a desert or as big as an ocean spanning thousands of miles. There are two types of ecosystem, terrestrial and aquatic. So first one is terrestrial ecosystem. Terrestrial ecosystem are exclusively land-based ecosystem. There are different types of terrestrial ecosystems distributed around various geological zones. They are as follows. First one is forest ecosystem. A forest ecosystem consists of several plants, particularly trees, animals, and microorganisms that live in coordination with the abiotic factors of the environment. Second one is grassland ecosystem. A grassland ecosystem, the vegetation is dominated by grasses and herbs. Next is tundra ecosystem. Tundra ecosystem are devoid of trees and are found in cold climate or where rainfall is scarce. Desert ecosystem. Deserts are found throughout the world. These are regions with little rainfall and scarce vegetation. Next is aquatic ecosystem. Aquatic ecosystems are ecosystems present in a body of water. These can be further divided into two types, namely freshwater ecosystem. The freshwater ecosystem is an aquatic ecosystem that includes lakes, ponds, rivers, streams, and wetlands. These have no salt content in contrast with the marine ecosystem. Next is marine ecosystem. The marine ecosystem includes seas and oceans. These have a more substantial salt content and greater biodiversity in comparison to the freshwater ecosystem. So components of ecosystem. The structure of an ecosystem can be split into two main components, namely biotic and abiotic components. So biotic components, these are referred to all living components in an ecosystem based on nutrition. Biotic components can be categorized into autotroph, heterotrophs, and saprotrophs. First one is producer, includes all autotroph such as plants. They are called autotroph as they can produce food through the process of photosynthesis. Consumers or heterotrophs, these are organisms that depend on other organisms for food. Consumers are further classified into primary consumer, secondary consumer, and tertiary consumers. So primary consumers are always herbivores as they rely on producers for food. Secondary consumers depend on primary consumers for energy. They can either be carnivores or omnivores. Tertiary consumers, these are organisms that depend on secondary consumers for food. Tertiary consumers can also be carnivores or omnivores. Decomposers include saprophytes such as fungi and bacteria. They directly thrive on the dead and decaying organic matter. Decomposers are essential for the ecosystem as they help in recycling nutrients to be reused by plants. Abiotic component. Abiotic components are the non-living component of an ecosystem. It includes air, water, soil, minerals, sunlight, temperature, nutrients, wind, altitude, turbidity, etc. First one is edaphic factor. Edaphic means floor or ground surface. This factor basically includes soil and substratum, the texture of the soil, its nutrient composition, and its density tell about the type of species or trees that will grow there. Second is topographic factors. This includes surface exposure, altitude, slopes, etc. Human activities lead to modification in these components. They have an impact on various biotic and abiotic factors such as farming, mining, and forest cutting. Climate factor. This includes factors are based on the atmosphere and include light, temperature, humidity, and wind. The speed of the wind and its direction influence the humidity of an area. Similarly, the temperature of the life of many species. For example, some species require a particular temperature to survive. You can see figure biotic factors and abiotic factors. So differentiate them. Components of ecosystem. You can see this chart here. So thank you very much. We will meet in our